Hello, everybody. Happy holidays and welcome. We did it. We made another year here without deciding that I would actually rage quit and then quit YouTube forever. So yeah, well done us. Today I wanted to take a little bit of a retrospective, look at the past year in Warcry, see how we did. This is basically my year in review for 2023. Overall, I'm super proud of what we managed to achieve together here this year. I think that regardless of the content that I put out and the things that I'm doing, it's really you guys who are here to support me, and it's not without that support I basically wouldn't be able to continue on and carry on going. So yeah, a big thank you to you guys to begin with. But if you lot are new here and this is the first time to the channel, welcome. I am Itan, this is OffMetaMusings, and you can see the kinds of things that I put out. So if you want more of that, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Alternatively, if you want to join me and give a little bit more support to me and the community that I am trying to create, you can see I've got the links here down below. You can join me here on YouTube itself. You can join me on Patreon. You will get to see some behind the scenes action as to what I've been doing, and also you'll get videos early. But yeah, without further ado, let's get going into our year in review. Let's see how we did. So it's been a big year for Warcry. There has been a ton of stuff that has come out. You can see here we had Blood Hunt, Nightmare Quest, Crypt of Blood was released, we got Divine Blessing rules, Bladeborn came out, Hunter and Hunted in October, and then following that, just a ton of stuff in November. Cities of Sigmar, that was re-released, so we have effectively 3 new warbands there. Nethermaze Bladeborn, rules that we've been asking for basically forever. There have been a number of FAQs also during the year. Not the ones that I expected, I mean, not at least since January, but hopefully we'll get that at some point early next year. But I think that if you're a Warcry player, it's actually been pretty good for you. On top of that, we also have more warbands coming. There are 2 new warbands, Order versus Death coming in the winter, and then there are 2 additional warbands coming in the spring. So anywhere between now and the end of May, we could have another 4 warbands on our hands. So, I mean, there's a lot of people are saying, oh, we don't get anything, but in reality, we probably get a lot more content than other specialist games do. I mean, most definitely, we're at least on par with Kill Team. The only thing that we are missing is the FAQ releases. For my channel over here, what did we do? We've been doing really well. During the summertime, I had the Summer Warband competition. This is just me wanting to thank you guys again for really helping participate and really helping build that community that I've been trying to do. You can go back and watch any of the videos from that, but in effect, almost 2,300 people came in and cast their votes during that competition, which is absolutely fantastic. During the group stages, 1,700 people came in to vote. So again, we had a little bit of a slow summer, so I wanted to put on something that I could get the community engaged and really have you guys inform me as to what kind of warbands you wanted to see list building for, just to inform my videos a little bit. And I think it was really, really good. I'm still chugging through my list of warbands there. Warcry has like, what, closer to 50 warbands now. So I'm slowly working my way through that. I've done all the most popular ones, but eventually my plan is to get through list building for every single warband out there. And so I can finally get that behind me. Who knows what will come for next summer? We've only got a Warcry roadmap until the end of spring. So maybe we'll do something similar. I'll think of some kind of thing that I can do with you guys that will hopefully be a little bit of fun for me to put together and for you guys to watch. Now, in terms of personally, we had some pretty big events this year. I only went to 5 of them. There was the Match Play tournament in January. There was tournament in March. Warhammer Fest, of course, in April. There was an event in May. And then the final one that I've just been to was just now in November. Some of them were pretty big. March, Warhammer Fest, and Warhammer World. 30 players, 50 players, and 27 players respectively. I didn't do that bad, I don't think. I only came first in one of them, but you know what, if I can come like top 8, I'm generally pretty happy. A 14-4-1 yearly competitive record is, I think, pretty good. I feel like that from a content creator perspective, there's a lot of pressure to kind of justify what you're saying to people. So the idea is, why should I listen to you if you're just basically some random schmo and you don't know what you're talking about? So I feel like there is pressure to go to events, ideally as big as possible, and to try and get to those top tables, almost to justify to yourself that the content that you're putting out is something that's useful for people. And that puts me in a bit of a strange position because I don't like to play necessarily the best warbands out there and the most powerful warbands out there. So I'm almost making it a little bit more difficult for myself in order to do that. But I think overall we've been doing okay. I'm just going to continue kind of doing what I'm doing, bringing the factions that I want to bring as opposed to the factions that I think I should be bringing for events. So for example, in November, if you look at the mission pack, and I'm going to put all the links down in the description below for that event roundup. If you look at that mission pack, you'll really see that it favors certain kind of builds. It favors big, smashy guys. It favors far smaller, more elite warbands. I didn't take that. I took like 9-man, very squishy Wilder Corpse Hunters, and I still seem to do okay. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing that, and hopefully it's going to pay off in 2024. So I mentioned last year, if we go back to the 2022 roundup, that this year was going to be the year of the skink, and I was going to take Hunters of Huanchi as much as possible to as many events as I could to really dig down into them and to see how they play. I think it went all right, Year of the Skink. We placed fairly highly in a number of different events, which was pretty good. An 11-3-1 win-loss draw record, I think, is about as good as I could hope for. Again, I only went to 4 of them, but we got some big ones. There was the 30-man event in May, and then there was also Warhammer Fest. If you guys are interested, this is the final Hunters of Huanchi list that I came up with. I think it's probably the best that I can get it. Any other changes that I'm making seem to be sidesteps on the theme. There are some things that you can do with Divine Blessings. So one of the alternatives that you could look into is drop one of the Huanchi's Claw, give all the additional claws plus 4 wounds. So suddenly they go up to 14 wound claws and they become really tough and really hard to get rid of. And you can give Kitsutaka plus 1 strength on his Wizard Bolt, so then he's going from wounding on 5s to wounding on 4s most of the time because it goes to strength 4, and I think that's an improvement. To be honest, I haven't done enough testing with that version to come to some kind of definitive answer. I kind of switched at the last minute from Hunters of Huanchi to Wilder Corp Hunters for the last event that I went to, so it wasn't something that I got to test in any depth, but definitely if you guys want to pick up Hunters of Huanchi and you want to play them competitively, let's say, and make them as competitively viable as possible, this is probably the list that you either have to copy or do something very similar. So have the Aether Chemist in there, have the Starblood Stalkers in there. They really help pull up the list as a whole and close all of those technical gaps. So 2024, what are we going to be doing? Last year was Year of the Skink. This is the Year of Man. I'm going to be playing Wilder Corpse Hunters this year. I really enjoyed them when I played in November. I thought that they were super fun to play, and they kind of do everything that Hunters of Huanchi do, but also do damage as well, and I'm willing to accept the maneuverability trade-offs in order for them to do that. I've already got the tournament report for them, and I've already got a battle report from TTS between me and War Games on Toast, so you'll be able to check that out. I'm going to be running with them this year. Whenever Warhammer Fest is, again, if it's in April, I'm going to be doing that with them, most likely. Unless, of course, a Nighthaunt Warband is released any time between now and then, but it's unlikely. I'm going to be bringing them to Warhammer World again in February. They say that that event has outsold the event that happened in November, so we're very much looking forward to that. And yeah, maybe I'll be able to take home some kind of trophy. OffMetaMusings, how have we been doing on the channel? We've been doing pretty well. This is where we stand today. Just to give some numbers, this is a big thank you from me to you guys, because without you and your support, I wouldn't really be able to do any of this. we managed to go from, this is at the beginning of this year, we started at 217 subscribers, and now we're close to 1,300. So, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me your continued support. I put out 61 videos this year, which is kind of crazy. I didn't think that I could put out 61 of anything, but we're going to be continuing doing that. And just over 7,000 watch hours of my content has been made. So it's kind of almost a little bit overwhelming when you think, okay, all of these people, they are tuning in to watch your stuff. But really what it's been doing is giving me the encouragement to make more and to try and improve every time I make a video and try and improve the content that I am making. I'm still going to continue on with the 1 video a week release schedule. I think that's something that's manageable for me and something that I am able to do. So we're going to continue on with that. You will get the odd additional video during the week, most likely on Fridays. If Games Workshop releases like an emergency FAQ or something, I'll be there to look at it. Or if I do things like battle reports, any minor content will generally come out on the Fridays, but I'm going to be sticking to every Monday, 5 p.m. You're going to see something. And that's it. That is it for me, for OffMetaMusings for 2023. I will see you guys in 2024. Again, big thank you from me to all of you guys out there. I'm going to take a little break, maybe of a week, a couple of weeks over the holiday period, but we're going to come back. We're going to start looking at those Cities of Sigmar warbands. We're going to look at the new warbands that are going to be coming out in the winter and in the spring. That'll be fairly interesting. I'm really excited to check those out. We're going to be doing more tournament reports for you for any kinds of events that I can go to. The promise on my side is to try and keep making things better and just improving that little bit video after video. So hopefully eventually you will have a really high quality, really high polished experience coming from me. But yeah, that's it. That's it from me for today. And again, thank you very much for watching. I've been Itan. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I will see you next year.